Good morning, YouTube. I am Bearded Ink here with a quick tutorial for you on the VLC video source in OBS having an audio issue and how we can fix it. We're going to quickly cover what the VLC video source is, how you can get it in OBS, and then what the audio issue is and how we can fix it. So let's just go ahead and get right into it, shall we? All right, so we're going to start in OBS. So if you don't know, VLC is a video media player that can play any media on your computer. It can also play DVDs, CDs, etc. It's a free and open source project, and basically is like a Windows Media Player on steroids. There are a whole bunch of features for the program itself, but what we're interested in is being able to use it in OBS. And there's nothing special that you have to do other than installing the 64-bit version of VLC to your PC. And when you do that, once it's installed and you open OBS, you're going to come down into your sources and you're going to see a new source called VLC video source. Now, this acts the same as a media source with a few big exceptions. One of the big exceptions is that there is a plugin to connect the VLC media player to OBS so that when you use the VLC video source, you can actually capture the display from your PC, so you don't have to do an extra like audio capture and an extra video or display capture or anything like that. It'll actually put the video. So if you're playing like a DVD or something in VLC, you can have that brought into OBS. The other big thing, and what most people and streamers will be using the VLC video source for, is that when you do the playlist here, instead of adding individual tracks, you can actually come over here and add an entire directory. So one of the big uses for this is for people to come into their directories and then find, for example, their Twitch clips. And then you can add the entire directory as a part of the playlist. And then when you add that to it, you will see here that whatever clips are in that folder, so I have a few hundred of them in there, it will loop through those videos and play those clips for like on a Be Right Back screen or anything that you want to have multiple videos play in succession for. Be Right Back screens are one of the most popular. One of the problems, though, is that everybody likes to have the latest and greatest, and the latest few versions of VLC have some great enhancements for the media player, for the file conversion, and all of the other features of the actual program. But for some reason, there is a bug between the VLC video source in OBS and the VLC video player, where when you have multiple contacts in the playlist in the directory like we do here, we have multiple, it's actually cutting off the audio for the last few seconds of that clip. So the clip will play normally, the audio is normal and everything, but then like the last second or two of the audio is cut off. So the video still play, but the audio is cut off. And part of this is because of the buffering that VLC will do. Now, there are a lot of fixes online if you search for these where they want you to take down, or they want you to go into VLC and actually change some settings, maybe take off the buffering, the timing, change to a different render, and all of these. Now, these fixes will work if you're using the standalone player. They don't affect how OBS imports the VLC sources, and so those changes don't do anything for those of you that are using this in OBS like we are now. But there is a fix. So we're going to show you that real quick. First thing you're going to do is you're going to go to the VLC media website to download VLC. And if you don't have VLC already, you're good. Start from scratch and you won't have this issue. But if you're like the majority of us, you have been running VLC with the OBS media source for a while now, and you've noticed this problem and you just kind of either live with it or don't use it, right? What you want to do on the VLC website here is we're going to come in here, and on the big orange download button, you'll see that there's a little down arrow. Now, it is very important that when you're installing VLC, that you get the 64-bit version. If you just click the button or you get one of the zip packages, you're going to get the 32-bit version. So make sure that when you install VLC, you get the 64-bit version. But we don't want to do this. The problem I have found comes from an update in VLC. So we're going to go to the older versions here, and we're going to click on the R archives, and that's going to bring us to the archive. Now, this is every version of VLC that has ever been published. As you can see, there are quite a few of them here, and the ones on the bottom are the latest versions. So I think the latest version here is 3.9 or 3.0.9. And if you've been staying updated with VLC and all that, you probably have version 3 at some point in here. Now, I have taken the last couple days to install each previous version, going back until the problem was solved. And the answer is right here in 2.28. So we're going to basically downgrade our VLC. And I will send you a link to this page right here. It'll be in the description below, so you can select which version you want to do. So the tar versions obviously are all here for your Linux and your checksums, your MD5s and all of that. But there's the Win64, the Win32, and the Mac OS X. So you're going to get the version that you're on. But remember, if you're not doing the Mac OS, if you're on Windows, you want the 64-bit version. So we're going to go into the Win64, and then here are all of the Win64 options that you can get. I recommend just getting the plain EXE. So the 2.2.8 Win64.exe. This is just a standalone installer, but if you want to have it as a zip file or whatever, the 7 zips are all there. So then you're just going to click on this button here, and it will start the download. As you can see, I've already downloaded it, so we're just going to overwrite that there. That's fine. Okay, so now that you have this done, it is best that you close OBS, but we're going to run you through it because the downgrade will happen, so you don't need to bother with uninstalling your current version of VLC. So we're just going to come in here. We're going to say yes to the UAC that pops up. The setup is going to show, and we're just going to click on, let me zoom in. We're going to click on next, and then you'll see here downgrade VLC is the option, but we want to change settings. Okay, and you don't really have to do this, but I do recommend it here. So we're going to click on next for here. We have all of these different settings, and I would leave all of them pretty much default, right? But what we want to do is make sure that the delete preferences and cache are checked. And that's why we're going to go into custom. This is the only real reason to come in here, but you can see all of the different options. So if you don't want a start menu shortcut, you can uncheck that. If you do want one on your desktop, you can check that box there. But I'm just going to leave it as this, but make sure that the delete preference and cache is here. And this is going to, if you've made any of those attempted changes to the file system, to the temp cache, to the rendering engine inside VLC, trying to fix this issue before to no avail, it will undo those changes so you don't have to go back and manually do them. And then we're just going to click on next. And you're going to see here that I get this error. This is because I have OBS open, obviously, because I'm recording this. So I'm just going to abort here. But just let the thing run through. It will install 2.2.8 onto your system, overwriting whatever current version you have. And then when you reopen OBS, and you come back in, you don't have to make any changes to anything you've already done because the VLC video source will still be there, right? And anything that you've added as to that playlist will automatically be there as well. So you don't have to redo a whole bunch of shit. All you have to do is shut down OBS, install the 2.2.8, and then reopen OBS, and you will notice right away that no longer are your audio getting cut off from your videos the last second or two. Nothing else needs to change, right? So there you go. Super quick, super simple. Just make sure you click the link and get the correct version for your system. And that's it. So we're going to go back real quick because there is one thing I want to say too. There have been reports that this fix works with the 3.0.0 version of VLC as well. However, because of my testing, I have found that some older versions of OBS, so if some of you are still using versions 28, 29, even 26, the 3.0 will still cut off the audio. But on the newer versions, it's been hit or miss. I did have it work on 30.1, but not work on 30.2. So 2.2.8 is the version that I have found that has worked with every install of OBS that I have. And so it is probably the most stable and reliable. And that's why that's the one I'm linking you to below in the comments or in the description. But if you want to have some of the features in your VLC, like if you actually use VLC other than in OBS, you may try the 3.0.0 version. And if it works for you, awesome. But if not, you're going to have to go to the 2.8. Okay. But other than that, I hope it helps some of you out there. I know this has kind of been a big issue with the audio getting cut off, and it can be very frustrating. So now we have a fix for it. And if you like the video, if you learned anything, go ahead and give me that thumbs up. I really greatly appreciate it. If you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Bearded Ink, and we do tutorials here about all things streaming. So if you want to get updated on when my tutorials are posted or when we go live on Saturdays for open question and answer streams, go ahead and click the subscription button and the notification bell to be alerted when those things happen. And if you found any problems with this, just leave a comment down below, let us know, and we'll try to get you sorted. Otherwise, in the description, there's a link to the Bearded Pint Discord. We have an entire help section for all of you streamers out there to get specific help with your problems. And we'd love to have you join up and hang out with us over there in the Discord. But that's it for me. Super short one today. Hope you enjoyed it. Hopefully this gets everybody fixed on their clips and their Be Right Back screens without having the audio cut off. And good luck. We'll see you next time. But until then, love, peace, and chicken grease.